It's a great day at CIP. My name is Matthew Kishorek, the Director of Summer Programs and Outreach. Thank you for tuning in to tonight's Google Hangout. Summer at CIP was developed in 2009 for two reasons: to have fun and to gain independence. Summer at CIP is a program for young adults with Asperger's, ADHD, and other learning differences. Students learn the valuable skills to make a successful transition to college and beyond. During their two-week experience, students use CIP's comprehensive curriculum, which includes social skills development, executive functioning, career support, life skills instruction, and wellness. There are several fun activities planned. Spend some time outdoors, hiking, swimming, exploring local highlights. Last year's participants loved stand-up paddleboarding, and that was my favorite as well. Ziplining, Alcatraz, wasn't in Berkeley this year to go there, but they had a blast. Students will also have scheduled downtime to relax and socialize, so don't worry, guys. Tonight, we are going to cover a lot of useful information about all 12 of our top-notch summer programs. That's right, 12 summer programs, all across the United States. I'm extremely excited to have two special guests join me tonight. Kevin Pryor, a 2014 Amherst High School Summer Program alum, and his mother, Kathy, from East Amherst, New York. They are some of the few lucky people that didn't get 6 feet of snow earlier this year. I think they were about 10 minutes away, and they didn't really get too much. So during this presentation, I encourage you to submit any questions that you have. At the end of the presentation, we will be answering as many as we can. If I'm unable to get to your question, feel free to contact me anytime at 877-566-9CIP, 877-566-9CIP. Don't ask for Jenny, ask for Matt, because she does marketing. Oh, sorry, got a little carried away there. So I would like to introduce alumni Kevin Pryor. Kevin attended the high school summer program in Amherst in 2014 at University at Buffalo. Thank you for joining us today, Kevin.
Thank you very much for having me.
So during your summer experience, what were some of the fun activities that you participated in?
Some of the fun activities that we participated in included, I think we went bowling, we went to laser tag, it was really fun. Went to the Niagara Falls. I think we went to the Buffalo Zoo. Unfortunately, it was raining during that time, and it was still fun, though. It was still fun. Well, yeah, rock climbing. We also did rock climbing and then we also went to a bookstore like a mile down the road after that. Sometimes we go out to some restaurants. We also but sometimes we also eat on campus, and it was a really fun experience, and I would do it again in a heartbeat.
That's cool. So bowling's always one of my favorites. When I was talking to your mom earlier, she said you joined a bowling club. So are you pretty good at bowling?
Yeah, I used to bowl for several years, and then I got in a slump and I quit. But I'm trying to get back into the groove of things.
Do you have a best score, your personal best for?
181.
Wow.
Which is also during my only career turkey or 3 strikes in a row.
Wow, that's really good. When me and my friends go, we just try and break 100, 180. Wow, keep up the good work. That's awesome.
Thank you.
So, what is some of the things that you took away from the summer program?
Definitely doing everything in a timely and organized manner, and like you gotta do certain things when you have to do it. Adjusting to life with roommates, and that was especially a challenge for me because I never shared a room with anyone because I'm an only child, and it was real, and it was a good learning experience for me.
So if you could give advice to a future attendee, what would you tell them?
I would tell them there's no pressure. It's really nice, and it's for 2 weeks, and have fun with it. But it really goes fast. Trust me, it really goes fast.
Was that the longest time that you were away from your parents?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Yeah, the first time that I went away for the summer program, I was in Long Beach, I think in 2012, and I just had a child. I think she was maybe like 5 months old when I left her, and it was super hard to leave that new family. And I was really able to connect with the students because a lot of the time the students, it's the first time of them being away from their families, and it's hard. I think with the summer program, just having so many things going on and different activities, and like you said, makes the time fly.
Yeah.
So right now, what are you currently doing?
I am currently a freshman at SUNY Oswego, which is about 2.5 hours away from here. It's a half hour north of Syracuse. I'm hoping to get my major in meteorology, which is study of weather, and then hopefully come back to Buffalo and become a weatherman on the news. That's my goal.
Yeah, Buffalo with the weather. Yeah, that would be a good one. And Kevin actually just took a test right now and just finished it, so he can come down and participate in
Yep,
on the call. So that's
right.
great.
Just finished an online course test, midterm.
So what was your, if you could, I know that you had, there's a lot of real fun activities that happen during the summer program, but if you could focus on your best summer experience, it could be, an activity, hanging out with a staff member, going out to eat. What was your number one summer experience?
Oh, definitely. Last summer you're talking about?
Yeah,
Okay, just want to make sure. Definitely when my parents took me out to dinner for my birthday.
What about?
Well, that's one thing. But at CIP, come on, at CIP. Well, besides, getting to know other people and what their interests are, and playing during like when we have game nights, like when we play like apples to apples or Jenga.
Was there one person that was the apples to apples king, like won all the time?
No, I think it was pretty. I think it was like pretty close. I think we're all close.
Apples to apples is one of my favorite summer games, and I'm not gonna lie. This year I was at one of the programs and I did pretty good. I don't think I won the most, but I'm pretty competitive. I think I was probably in second place.
I was just bringing up the rear.
uh, but you still had fun doing it though.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Um, so what did you take away from summer at CIP?
How fast everything goes, how everything's in an organized manner, and how we have to live our lives our own, like doing stuff by ourselves, like cooking sometimes or doing laundry, and it's like personal stuff that usually that your parents did. Now that you have to do that, now that you're in the real world.
So, is there any summer staff that you would like to give a shout out to?
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, definitely Kevin, because he's the same person as my name, and he's a really fun guy to hang around. He's really fun.
Well, great job,
And,
Kevin. You just got a shout out.
and Tanya as well. Definitely Tanya. I think she was the first person we ever met, and she really helped us get into how CIP worked.
That's great. Well, thanks so much, Kevin, for providing us with, real information about your summer experience. I appreciate it. It's always nice to, connect with the students that have come to our summer program and see them, what they're doing now, and you being on a college campus and taking the bull by the horns. I mean, that's great. Keep up the great work.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you so much.
All right.
So for the second year in a row, the program at Indiana University took the best picture. Inside scoop. If you want to be on the cover of our printed materials, go to IU. So this is last year's. And I don't know if you can see, but there's me over. And then this year's. Jim, the head advisor in Bloomington, takes great photos. Keep up the great work, Jim. Keep them coming. The marketing department loves you. So here you can see a bunch of students from all over the United States having fun in Bloomington, Indiana last summer. What happens when you combine great kids, great staff, in summer? Obviously the best summer experience ever. So Summer at CIP has two unique summer programs. High school summer program accepts participants entering 10th, 11th, and 12th grade, as well as recent high school graduates. Beyond is open to high school graduates up to the age of 26. So the only difference in the two programs is just the ages. So how do you know if your student is appropriate for Summer CIP? Has a diagnosis of Asperger's, high-functioning autism, ADHD, nonverbal dyslexia, or other learning difference, emotional, behavior, or psychological stability, low average to high intelligence, and students show independence with taking medications. So with the different program highlights, as Kevin was saying, we do a lot of fun social activities, going to amusement parks, bowling, museums, going to the beach, stand-up paddleboarding, ropes courses, and other area highlights. So depending on which area location you go to, you might go, if you're in Massachusetts, going over to Boston, Faneuil Hall, if you're in Amherst, going to Damien Lake, or California, going to Six Flags New England, or the beaches. We do a lot of different fun social activities. So making new friends. I followed up with quite a few students who attended last summer, and lots were continuing their friendships that they made over the summer. And that's one of the things that I always love to see. Building self-confidence. Leaving the program feeling proud of making new friends and succeeding on a college campus independently. A lot of times this is the first time these students are being away from home, so just getting that confidence that they can go onto a college or post-secondary program or whatever the next stages of their lives and be successful. PCP creation. Students will create a person-centered plan to help them conceptualize his or her short-term and long-term goals in a visual creative process. They then present these to groups towards the end of the program. Students will be introduced to curriculum focusing on executive functioning, sensory integration, and social skills. Theme-based curriculum connecting daily themes to a variety of activities and settings. Utilizing a combination of teaching methods in the process is a major part of the 2-week experience. Additional curriculum includes College 101, what you need to know to be successful, self-advocacy skills, health and wellness sessions, cooking instruction, and independent living skills. With social thinking, we use a lot of Michelle Garcia Winter's curriculum. It's very good stuff. Students will be taught important independent living skills such as cooking and healthy food choices, time management and organization, laundry and cleaning instruction. I was on a call the other day with Jennifer O'Toole, and we're constantly working with leaders in the field trying to develop our curriculum more and more. And I'd never even heard of it before. Maybe some of you did, but it was a flip-flap folder. So there's this tool out there that makes you fold the perfect T-shirt. And definitely going to put that into our curriculum this year. I actually just worked with our national staff. I did a little demonstration on it, and it worked really well. So we're going to be doing that. Works really great. If no one hasn't seen it before, Sheldon Cooper on Big Bang Theory used one. You can just Google Sheldon Cooper flip-flap folder. It's really cool, actually. And just experienced staff members provide students with a balance of independence and structured support. Students will participate in community service activities. Past activities have included beach cleanups, creating oyster reef mats. We didn't do oyster reef mats in Amherst or Bloomington, Indiana. We did that in Florida where the beach is. And working in different food kitchens. So the minimum staff to student ratio is 1:6 to provide a supporting environment to students to achieve their summer goals. So with the history of the summer program, in 2009, CIP held one program with 12 students. Last year, there was 110 students at 12 programs. CIP has worked with 390 students in 6 years. Alumni parents, students, and staff provide valuable feedback as we continue to implement new techniques and ideas to our programs to better serve our students. So where can you find Summer at CIP? So CIP has 6 locations in the United States: Northern and Southern California, Indiana, Florida, New York, and Massachusetts. And each location has its own special highlight. So in '84, CIP started in Lee, Massachusetts, and now branched out to over six locations. So the program cost $4,500, and staff help students manage $300, which is given back to students to work on money management and budgeting. So with their money management skills, if we're going out to dinner, we'll give them $20 for dinner. If we're going to the movies, we'll give them $15, so they're not going to get all that $300 at once and then not have any money for any of the activities. So we work with the students on budgeting their money. So with a college credit, we partnered with Elm College in Chicopee, Massachusetts for students to receive 1 college credit for completion of the program. So now I would like to introduce to you Kathy. Kathy is the mother of Kevin, who attended the high school summer program, who we just met earlier last summer. Thank you for joining us, Kathy.
Thanks for having us. We're really happy to join in and help.
So how did you first hear about Summer at CIP?
The first time we heard about it was from our speech therapist in Kevin's high school here in outside of Buffalo, New York. And she mentioned it at first, and we didn't pay much attention to it. But then when we started to get near college and started to really worry about what we were going to do next, we looked more into it, and that's how we hooked up with Judy and her group in the Amherst CIP office.
So what was your first thoughts after dropping off your son? You know, this is the first time that you being away from him for 2 weeks. Like, what were you going? How did that feel?
It was really, it was a combination feeling. Like, we were really nervous for him. Like he said, he's an only child. We tried not to, cater to him too much, but again, he's an only child, and he got a lot of attention, and so we were very nervous, and we wanted to know what was going to happen right away, but we made an agreement, my husband and I, ahead of time, that we were just going to be chill about it and let it happen, and that this was a big moment for him. And we were equally as excited to have 2 weeks to ourselves. No offense to our children, but it was very, very nice. I should explain to people that it was really rare for us because, or I should say for your program, I think it might be one of the few times that this has happened, that we only lived 10 minutes from where the program was held at University of Buffalo. In fact, I even work at University of Buffalo. So it was really just kind of a coincidence and that we did that, but we didn't see him the entire 2 weeks except for that one day when we picked him up for his birthday because he wouldn't not have his birthday celebration on time. But it worked fine, and we did not see him.
So be honest, who texted who first after you dropped him off?
I was really surprised that we didn't hear from him right away, and so my husband and I would be like, have you heard from him? Have you heard from him? I think that I broke down and texted him first. And at first we didn't hear from him much at all. He kind of texted us a little bit more as time went on, but it was still never a ridiculous amount. I was really, really surprised. I wanted more information than I was getting, but I knew I had to sit still and wait until we saw him again to get the information. It's hard to do, I'll tell you. As having to, be, a caregiver who gives, more attention and then all of a sudden pull back completely. It's not an easy thing to do, but it is so worth doing.
Yeah, The Art of Letting Go. I think it's chapter 2 in Dr. McMamon's book. It's very hard.
It is. It is, and I read the book actually, and there was a lot of really good things in that book that I thought were really super relevant. So I would recommend it, but it is an art, and when we dropped him off at college, we kind of approached it the same way. So it gave us some training and getting ready too for when we were going to drop him off.
So did you see any changes in Kevin after his experience? So not right away, like he came, settled in, and then maybe a couple months later, or 6 months later. Has it been 6 months? Yeah, it's been 6 months.
Yeah.
So.
Well, the one thing that we noticed right away is that he was a lot more respectful of schedules and punctuality and, you know, getting up on time and being someplace on time. Those are things that were not really his strength. I mean, he made it to school on time and everything and didn't really have a problem in classes, but it was hard to get him moving. He didn't really, if we were supposed to leave at 8, he just didn't have the urgency, but he learned that. The banking and stuff wasn't as big for us because Kevin's always been really good with that, but we just noticed a little, just more tolerance, and I think that the program overall forced him to learn how to get along with people whether he wanted to or not. He knew he had to do it, and we've noticed that he's become more tolerant as a result of it, and it really helped him when he went to Oswego.
Yeah, this summer, one of the students, it was towards like the last day of the program, he looked at me and he said, "Matt, I did not realize how much my mom did for me." So so that night he's like, "Can you please take me to the laundry, you know, to do the laundry? I'm gonna do all my laundry and fold it so when I get home my mom doesn't have to do it." It was actually really nice of him to do it.
That is nice. And honestly, there was a lot. We were very careful to make sure that we kept on, you know, making Kevin more independent as he got closer to college. But after that, he definitely showed more signs of being able to be more independent. We were so much more confident after that about our decision to send him to college.
Yeah, with my independent living skills, I always tell the kids that I was kind of spoiled and I never did my laundry. Like when I was talking to you earlier, I was telling Karen about my college experience where my dad worked at the school right next to where I went to college, and on Friday I would go with all my dirty laundry and put it in the back of his truck, and then he would go home for the weekend and come back, and I would pick it up Monday morning in the back of his truck. So I was very, very spoiled, so I never even worked on any of those independent living.
That's wrong, Matt. That's just wrong.
And then I got married, and I just bought my wife, or when me and my wife got a place, I bought my wife a washer and dryer so that I didn't have to do laundry, and I still don't. Oh, it's bad.
That's very spoiled.
But I do the dishes.
Okay, that's
good. So what did you like most about the program?
Well, I liked that he was going to be very closely supervised and be given a lot of people. I mean, I knew who was going to be doing which function and helping out with coordinating the different areas that needed to be addressed. I never once worried about his safety. And part of that might be because I was used to University of Buffalo, but really, I mean, you're putting your kid in someone else's hands for the first time, at least in our case, in our life. But everybody was so welcoming, so kind, and were willing to answer questions. I mean, and they gave us good advice about, you know, how to interact or to wait to, you know, and not to be constantly texting and things like that. But, you know, there's a lot of decision making that goes on in deciding whether or not doing this was worth it, or, you know, and then after that, you know, are you going to send your kid to college, or are you going to go through the CIP full year program and whatever else. And it gave us a really good look at what Kevin's strengths and weaknesses were. And when he came out with his personal program, what did you call it again?
Person-centered plan.
Person-centered plan. I'm sorry, I'm getting it mixed up with some of my HR stuff. But anyways, he showed it to us when he got back, and we thought it showed so much more maturity than we even really thought that he had. So it kind of brought out, you know, more of Kevin, or even let us see more of Kevin than we even really knew, you know, he had the capacity to express.
So with it, do you remember his PCP at all? Do you remember kind of what his 6-month goals and his, you know, 1-year goals, and do you remember that at all?
I do remember. I mean, they mostly had to do with college and, you know, what he wanted to accomplish, but also one thing that we really liked was that he realized, I think you said earlier, about how much, you know, your parents do for you, and one of his goals was to become more respectful at home. and he's been, he's working on that, because it's hard to maintain your cool all day long when you've got a million things running through your head all the time. But so yeah, he's really stuck to some of them for sure. But college life has had him backslide a little bit on his punctuality and the time management skills and everything. But he was given a really good intro on how to approach those things, and he's getting better. He learned, and he's gonna I know, continue to improve with that. But the first semester went really well.
That's great. So with the curriculum that CIP used, it's based off our CIP full year program. So what were some of the key things that he gained from the curriculum portion?
Definitely the social skills. Also some of the normal everyday functions that you learn, the laundry, the cooking, also being okay with going to different places that you're not familiar with, and figuring it out yourself, and doing new things that might be outside your comfort zone, especially.
Yeah, we're constantly trying to get the students outside their comfort zone, trying new activities, and one of the things that I want to do in the Amherst program for an activity, I don't know if you've ever been to it, is that jump zone. Have you ever been to that? The indoor trampoline?
Oh yeah, it's fun. It's fun, yeah. It's I think probably a lot of places have it. It's similar to like Bounce Magic that they have for little kids, but it's designed for older kids. It's a lot of fun. It's right near the airport. It's very cool.
Yeah, I need to look into it a little bit more, because that would be super fun, I think, for the students.
Yeah, it would. I think the kids would love it, and it would be really good for like kind of from an OT perspective, and being off balance but not having to worry about it and stuff. It's very cool. Good idea.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to write that down.
The Sky Zone, I think it's called, right, Kev?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sky Zone.
We didn't do that.
Right.
All right, Sky Zone it is. So, any advice to a future mom?
Yes. Just be willing to let go and trust. And you think that you've had this little work arc going on. In Kevin's case, it was 17 years at the time. Oh, and he turned 18 while he was there, actually. And it is hard to trust someone to be able to provide and anticipate all the needs and everything else. And we learned that he could do it without us, and that was huge. He learned that he could do without us, and we learned that he could do without us, and that gave us, all three of us, a lot of confidence for the next move in life.
Well, thank you so much, Kathy, for telling us all about your experience. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. We appreciate all you guys did for Kevin and us.
Oh, super excited to, success stories as a student coming to our program and going off independent and being on college campus. That's great. Great job, Kevin. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
He says thanks.
Okay, so now moving on to going back to the PowerPoint, we're going to just looking at this picture here. A couple girls with the Summer CIP shades. So if any alumni students are watching, those nice orange shades that we got last year say Summer CIP on the side. So CIP summer program was a wonderful experience for our daughter. She was able to make new friends and come home with stories of excitement. Actually, this year in Amherst, it was 50-50, 6 girls and 6 boys, which is really awesome. And this picture right here is, let's see if we can find Kevin. Can anyone find Kevin on that picture? Where is he? Anyone see him? He's one of the 6 boys. Point to him, point to him. Yep, there he is. So this is at the Buffalo Zoo, and like Kevin was saying, it was a rainy day that day, so you can see some of them had jackets on. I think that's what he said. So a positive experience from a young adult wanting to live on his own in the future. A great first step. So this picture was my favorite day of the summer. We went stand-up paddleboarding in Redondo Beach in Long Beach, California. There was two staff that just took us out in this little protected area, so there was no waves. We got to paddle all over the place, and there was sea lions, and one of the staff members for the stand-up paddleboard crew brought their iPhone, and they had a case, so they were able to take a bunch of pictures. It was a lot of fun, and the students really enjoyed it, which I was I really wanted to do it because I surf, I snowboard, I used to skateboard. I never stand up paddleboarding. I was like, man, I really want to do it, and I was really excited that the kids really enjoyed it. So there's just another quote from a parent. So going into the different locations, so the program in Amherst takes place at University of Buffalo. So the high school summer program dates are July 19th to the 31st, and beyond May 31st to the 12th. So we're just going to run through these, pretty quickly. If you want to look at our dates, they're all up on our website, so cipworldwide.org. Over to the summer program for dates. Berkshire High School, July 12th to the 24th. Beyond, June 14th to the 26th. Brevard takes place at Florida Institute of Technology. High School, June 28th to July 10th. Beyond, June 7th to June 19th. So here, we actually went stand-up paddleboarding as well. There's a nice little river that they were able to go on. It was a lot of fun. Some other things that they do down in Brevard, they go to Kennedy Space Center, Andretti's Thrill Park. They're the ones that made the oyster reefs. At the center, we have equine horse therapy that the students sometimes go to. I don't know if they went, I forget if they went this year, but the last summer they did that. So there's a lot of really fun things to do in Brevard. Bloomington takes place at IU. Beautiful campus. If you want to go to a program that has a real college feel, there are so many kids on that campus. I had to get the, there's a lot of kids on that campus, and you really feel like you're in college in the summertime. So those dates are July 5th to the 17th, June 14th to the 26th. What's really cool about Bloomington is, you can get on the cover of our printed materials because Jim takes great photos, and they do capoeira, some martial arts with sword demonstrations. It's really cool. They have great pools for swimming, and it's IU, their basketball team, the Hoosiers. Awesome. Berkeley takes place at University of California, Berkeley. This is also a beautiful campus. Great weather. Some of the activities they do out there, Alcatraz. They went to the A's game. What else did they do? There's a lot of museums over in San Francisco that they go over to. I think Six Flags. So those dates are July 26th to August 7th, and the beyond is May 24th to June 5th. And what's really nice about Berkeley is we use a lot of the public transportation there. So the BART system, we get familiar with the BART system, and it's great. And Cancun's is there, which is probably one of my favorite restaurants. You have to go there. So Long Beach takes place at Cal State University, Long Beach. Like I was saying before, stand-up paddleboarding, Queen Mary, Aquarium of the Pacific, Six Flags. There's going to the beach. There's a lot of great things to do just outside LA. That's always a fun one as well. So this is, mini golfing. We're always trying to do different activities, taking the kids out of their comfort zones and using the curriculum that we do during the day into real experiences for them. So the program really exceeded our expectations. Our son came back a better person. So the other teens looked, walked, liked, and acted like my son. It is such a relief to know that there are other teenagers out there like us. So he's making a funny face. I think this is a picture out in Bloomington. They went ziplining. Ziplining is always a lot of fun. So this picture, Jim Walsh again, taking great photos. He does this activity with the students. It's graffiti art. So you can see the graffiti here, and you saw the cover of our printed materials. That was some of the graffiti art. But the kids really enjoy that, and it's a lot of fun. So the best decision we could have made for our son, CIP's program is the answer for parents like us. So like I was saying before about when I reach out to students and families, we're trying to connect them, see what they're doing, and I really want to use that information so we can make the program that much better. But these are some of the observations that the parents have said to me. A greater sense of maturity and confidence. He's more confident about his ability to be on his own, more happy, more confident, more energetic, gains so much confidence. See, confidence is a big thing, and seems more prepared for college life. Her confidence overall has improved in all areas. He wants to go away from home more, independent experiences, appears more willing to discuss future plans. So that's, when we're doing our future plans, that's the PCP, person-centered plan, that we do with all our students. She really desires to take more responsibility for herself, more outgoing and talkative, also doing more to take care of herself without being reminded. So if we're going to answer any questions that came in, I don't know if any questions that came in tonight, so good to go. So if anyone, if you have any questions, you can reach me anytime. I'll send over the link so you have that and you have my email address. But all together, where can you reach me? 877-566-9-CIP. 877-566-9-CIP. Kevin, I didn't hear you. Well, I look forward to answering all your questions regarding Summer at CIP. For those of you that have signed up to the event, we'll be sending you a link to the recorded video. Let's give a big round of applause to Kevin and Kathy for their participation with us tonight. Thank you guys so much. Couldn't have done it without you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
On behalf of CIP, I would like to thank Kathy and Kevin for sharing their stories, and thank you all for joining us tonight. Good night, everyone.
Good night.